The real estate market is a lot worse than what they're telling you. I'm sure by now you guys have seen the headlines where everyone is talking about the sales are down 16% compared to last year. And yes, that is true, but it's a lot worse than that. In this video, we are going to go beyond the headlines and tell you exactly what is going on in the market. Sales were actually lower than in the month of May. In May, we had over 7,000 sales, and in June, we had about 6,200. And the headline you have seen is comparing June of this year to June of last year. Sales are down 16%, which is true. But I think the more scary thing, if you are on the seller side, is how much active listings have gone up by. Look at active listings. We're sitting at over 23,000 homes for sale. And if you compare that to June of last year, they were at 14,000. So if you want to see the exact numbers are sales are down 16% compared to June of last year. New listings are up 12%. And active listings, which is the big one, is 67%. So don't let anybody tell you that we have a supply shortage. We simply do not. There are just not enough buyers out there right now. And here we go with some more detailed stats, which you might not see in some of the other blogs and videos. Months of inventory. This is the key one, because when the market was at its peak, which was January and February of 2022, this number was right around 1 month or even lower. Like I remember, like in Brampton, it was lower than 1 month. So right now in Halton, we are sitting at 3.5 months of inventory. This is based on June stats only. And Peel is sitting at 3.7. Toronto is at 4 months of inventory and a little bit over. So I think you get the idea. They are sitting at 3.5 to 4 months of inventory, except for Durham, which is doing relatively well compared to some of the other regions. So months of inventory has gone up a lot. Active listings have gone up a lot. Sales have gone down 16%. And another one is, you never see this on TikTok, is the number of listings that have been sitting on market for longer than 1 month. Because all you ever hear about is the stuff that sells in 3 days with 10 offers. Obviously, the only way to get that is if the house is worth 800, you price it at 500. Obviously, even in a slow market, you're going to get some activity. So, but majority of them, I would say about half of them, have been sitting on the market for longer than 1 month. This is important to know if you are a seller, because you don't want to get your hopes up and you're like, oh, my house is going to sell in 7 days because TikTok said so. So now I can go out, start shopping for a house because I'm going to get a quick sale. That is simply not happening. Over half of them have been sitting on the market for longer than 1 month, obviously depending on your neighborhood. And this is another stat I think you guys need to pay attention to if you're a buyer or a seller, is sales to new listings ratio. So the general formula, it's not a scientific formula, but general guideline is that if you're anywhere from 40% to 60%, it's a balanced market. Anything above 60 is a seller's market. Anything above 40, below 40 is a buyer's market. So you can see here we are right around, hovering right around a buyer's market. Like I said, Durham doing better than some of the other regions. But Peel, we are in a buyer's market. We're at 38%. Toronto is at 38%. York is also just getting to a buyer's market at 40%. Halton is at 44%. So it's a buyer's market for sure. So buyers, you do not need to panic and go crazy and get involved with like 50 offers. It makes no sense at all. I know it feels great. Yeah, you won and stuff. But if you won bidding against 50 offers, chances are you overpaid for the house. So I don't recommend that at all. Just wait because there's lots of inventory. So something else will come up next week. And another stat, a few other stats that you are not going to see in some of the other blogs is canceled listings. This is the amount of listings that were canceled in the month of June. I think it's very important to view this stat because there's only 2 reasons a listing gets canceled. Either seller's just not happy with the market and they're going to take it off the market and maybe try again in the future. But more than likely what happens is sellers were not getting the price they were looking for, so a listing got canceled and maybe it got relisted at a new price. So that is happening more and more every single month. Now my point is that if the market is good, there's really no need to cancel and relist, because chances are if the market is good, your house is going to sell right away. So as this number goes up, it shows you which way the market is going. This number has been climbing every single month, and in Toronto last month, which was June, we had almost 4,000 cancellations. Like I said before, chances are a lot of these came back on the market with a new price. In Peel, we had almost 2,000. In Halton, we had almost 1,000. So like I said, this number has been going up every single month, which means the market is getting slower and slower. And this is another one I think you guys need to pay attention to, especially if you are selling your house, because this is the percentage of listings on the market right now on that Toronto MLS that have had to drop their price because they were not getting the price they were looking for. So for example, out of all the listings available in Toronto, in the city of Toronto, 21% of them have had to change their price because they were not getting the price they were looking for. And in Peel, that's at 16%. In Durham, it was at 27%. Now, when the market was busy, like February 2022 and April and May of 2023, this was like in the single digits because there was no need to drop the price because it would sell in a week. And this was very, very low because if the market's busy, no need to cancel the listing because you're just going to sell it within a week. And also, this was almost next to nothing because hardly anything lasted on the market for longer than 10 days. And this was most regions, this was over 60% because that would mean that we were in a strong seller's market. But things have changed. Things have changed quite a bit in only 2-3 years. So all these numbers going up, which indicates that we are getting more and more into a buyer's market, which is great news for buyers, obviously not good news for sellers. Now, if you want to do a very quick breakdown, I will be doing individual videos on each of these cities. But if you want a quick look at what's happening in individual cities, every single city is down when you come to home sales. This is what happened in the month of May. This is how many sold in the month of June. Like I said, every single city went down compared to what they were selling for in the month of May. And I will be doing individual videos on these, so keep an eye out for those. Now, if you want to look at prices, prices have not changed a lot because prices are usually the last thing to go. So these are average prices, and it's not changed much. Like they're all within like 1, 2, 3, 4%. And keep in mind these are average prices, so they do fluctuate quite a bit. But we'll keep an eye on the prices because, like I said, prices are the last thing to go up and the last thing to come down. So what you want to do is, if you want to know which way the market is going, rather than look at prices only, I would look at this stuff here. How many listings are getting canceled? How many are changing their price because they're not getting the price they want? What's the months of inventory and how long have been listings sitting on the market for? What's the SNLR? And how many new listings are coming up every single month? How many listings are sitting on the market at the end of the month? And are sales going up or down every single month? So if you keep an eye on those 6, 7, 8 stats, that will give you a very good idea which way the market is going. That is the reason I have been kind of able to predict what's going to happen in the next couple of months. I know it's a lot of bad news, but that's all we have right now. Obviously, unless you're a buyer, then all this is great news. And obviously, as always, if you guys need any help buying or selling, or if you just have any questions about the market, you can call or text me. My number is in the description below. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.